there, this is Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. This is Woodland Stitching Studio, also known as Tammy's Crafty Life. This is a video primarily about cross stitch. If you go back many videos, go back a few years, you'll see a whole lot of different kinds of videos, paper crafting and beading and all different kinds of things. But these days I'm obsessed with cross stitch, so that's mostly what you'll see. My light is being weird today. The sun's shining and then it's not, and so I'm hoping the light is okay. I have lights shining in my face everywhere. So if you're new here, welcome. I hope you like what you'll see and that you'll come back. And if you're returning, thank you for coming back. I really enjoy doing these and sharing my crafts with others. So that's why I do these videos, because I love to share. So today I have, sorry, my brain is like, I don't know what's wrong with my brain today. Anyway, today I have one finish. I don't have any fully finished items, but I have one finish, several starts, and some whips. And then I have a little bit of delightful deliveries that I picked up on the shopping trip this week. And another fun thing to share with you that I'll talk about when I get to one of my whips, or maybe two of them, my new starts. So my first new start, no, my finish, sorry, was also a new start. This is a kit I got from the Fanciful Flamingo from her bi-monthly subscription box. This is by Sweet Wing Studio, and it is called As He Said. And I was going to start this on Easter. I actually ended up starting it the day before Easter. And I finished it in just a few days. As I said, it was a kit, so if I were to do it over, I would do the words different, because the words blend in with this fabric. But I don't want to rip them out. So I do like that in person you can see them better. I like that they're kind of subdued, but you know, the most important piece of it is the cross, and then the lamb and the bunny are very cute. So that's As He Said by Sweet Wing Studio. And it would have been fully finished, except that I ordered a piece from Paisleys and Polka Dots that I'm going to finish it on. And that will be here, hopefully, I don't know how long it will take. My order shipped. So by my next video I will have that finished, because I think my order shipped yesterday. My next new start, I actually started this one on Easter, which was funny. It's from this magazine. I showed you this before, Cross Stitch and Beading magazine. And it has this fun, this is what made me pick up the magazine, was the giraffe. And the full picture, which I'm not doing the full picture at this time. The full picture is tall and skinny. And it starts with a butterfly, and then the giraffe, and then a zebra. And this is an East African crowned crane. And interesting story why I know that. So let me show you my start first. And I will wait till after I show you the next one too, before I tell my story. I stitched on this just for two or 3 days, I think, and this is how far I got. Because I have the butterfly at the top. This is going to be really skinny. It's like 10 more rows this way and up. There's a border that's going to go all the way around it, but this is the inside. So I started with the butterfly in the background. And I didn't start the border because it uses a particular kind of gold DMC, which I didn't have. I do have it now, but so the next time I pick this up, I will either continue down, because the giraffe is going to start here soon, or I might do some of the border. I'm not sure yet. But I am doing, I showed you last time in this magazine, see if I can find the right page again. They have it they broke it out into parts. I should have that page flagged. Okay. They broke it out into 3 parts that you can do. And I am starting here I'm going to do this one, and I will probably do this one. I probably won't do that one, which is why I'm not doing the whole thing. I kind of wish now I had started with enough fabric to do the whole thing if I want, but I didn't, so I don't have that option unless I start over, and I don't want to start over. So that is my, it doesn't really, does it have a name? I'm just calling it African giraffe because I don't think it had a name. My next new start, I showed you this last time also. This is by Lindy Stitches. This is from her Endangered Species Club, and this is the African Savannah elephant. I love elephants, and this one has a ton of stitching in it. That elephant is no joke. He's a lot of stitches. But I wanted to start this. So I've been stitching on it a lot. So I don't have a lot of different projects because I've been stitching a lot on the same projects. And oh, it's funny the way the needle is sticking out. No, the needle was sticking out his nose. This is where I'm at. This is a 28 count light blue linen. And it's pretty nice to stitch on, but so I'm working here. This is the bottom. So I've got to fill that in, and then there's more stuff to do here. But what I'm trying to do so I don't get tired of stitching the elephant, because there is a lot of stitching in it, is stitch some of the elephant and then do something else. So I will finish this, and then I'll go over here and do something. And then I'll do more of the elephant, and then I'll do something else. I will end up with just elephant because there's a lot of elephant. But that's okay. And my fun story, because of elephants, I had forgotten about this when I mentioned that I love elephants. And I may have mentioned, I don't think I mentioned the wildlife safari. One of my friends, Robin the Generous Stitcher, commented about she used to live in Southern Oregon and they went to the wildlife safari a lot. And I forgot my fun wildlife safari story. Many, many years ago, we went there, and this was when Groupon was the big thing. And I've always loved elephants, and just all African animals in general, but especially elephants. And there was a Groupon that came across that was called Crafting with the Elephants. And it described it that you got to some interaction time with an elephant, and you got to craft with an elephant. I could not imagine what that would look like. I had no idea, but I really wanted to do it. It was the Saturday before Christmas one year. So my husband and my daughter and her friend and I went down and did it. And the crafting with the elephants part was kind of silly. The first part of it was, so we already paid, well, it was a Groupon, so we got it half price, I think, but we already paid a chunk of money just for the experience. And then to craft with the elephants, you had two options. One option was they had these little laser cut wooden ornaments. They were about this big, ornament shaped, and the elephants had spray painted them with their noses, and you'll see on this other thing I'm going to show you what that kind of looked like. And then you could decorate them, but you weren't crafting with the elephants. The elephants had already done this part. The other thing that you could do was you could purchase a canvas, which that was what was kind of annoying to me. We'd already paid a chunk of money, and then they want you to purchase a canvas, and you can go to the elephant and they'll paint it for you. So I didn't do that. I did do the ornaments, and I don't know what I did with it. I can't find it. And instead, I purchased one of the paintings. The elephant I interacted with, his name was George. He was a very cool elephant. You got to, first you had one time through where, and it was a big group. They took us on a school bus from the main gate, and it was a big group of people. There were probably 20 in our group. And the first time through, everybody had to go through quickly. You got to take a handful of food and hold it out and have him eat it out of your hand. I think they had 3 elephants at the time, but only one of them was participating in the craft day. And then you got to go through a second time and spend as much time interacting with the elephant as you wanted. The elephant was behind these huge bars. They were about this big around. But you still got to interact. And I have some photos of that. I was going to put them in right here, but I think I'll put them at the end. Just a few photos from our day at the wildlife safari. I have one of me with George, and then George himself, and then this East African, whatever I said, crane. I'm going to show you one of that also. So what I did instead was I purchased a piece of artwork that was painted by the elephants. And this is what I purchased. It's purple, it's beautiful. And so the part the elephant did, they stenciled, the elephant didn't do this part. They stenciled something on here. There were a lot of different designs to choose from, where they just painted it in black with a stencil. And then the elephant did the coloring, and they have them, like they get paint in their trunk and they spray. So that's what all of this is. This has many colors on it. And it was painted, and in person it looks much more purple than it looks like it's showing here, which is why it attracted me. And so this was painted by George. It's got this cute little thing on the back that tells me this is an original work of art by George, an African elephant who lives at Wildlife Safari in Winston, Oregon. And then it talks about the park. That's all it says about George. And I can't remember how old he was or anything else about him, but it was a fun day, and this was the highlight of my day. Was it's a long drive. We are in the Willamette Valley, but it's still, I want to say it's a 3.5 or 4 hour drive from where we are to get there. And we left, they opened at 10. We got there when they opened, so we left in dark 30. It was really dark. And surprisingly enough, December was a great time to go to the wildlife safari. I had been there before in the summer, and you didn't see a lot of animals because it was, hot. But it was a cool, cloudy day. It didn't rain on us. We got to drive through as soon as we got there and saw all of the animals, which was very nice. And then we did our elephant encounter, crafting with the elephants. And then we drove through again and still saw all the animals. But the one other animal I wanted to show you, it's the East African crowned crane. This is what he looks like. And I'll show you a picture at the end, a couple pictures of him. The one that we saw liked to look at himself in the mirror. So first he stopped a little bit away from our car and looked at us and put up his crown, because normally it's flat. And then he came over to the car and was looking at himself in the side view mirror. It was really funny. Another wildlife safari I've been to is not as many years ago. I went to San Diego for a Stampin' Up! Convention, and the group of us went to the wildlife park there, and that's this book that I was, where I found the picture of him. Down there, you don't drive through, you walk through. It's more like a zoo. We did this San Diego Zoo first one day, and the next day we did the safari park, and we did zip lining, and you went over one of the African trains. It was a lot of fun. So that was what I wanted to say about elephants and my fun crafting with George. He was a sweetheart. Let's see. My last new start is I was finally able to get funky chickens. Acorns and Threads didn't have it when we went there for market days. Oop, just lost something. But then when I went back a few weeks later, they did have it. And I like this because it's bright and colorful, and it's a different way to finish things. So there's 2 hens and a rooster. I've started the rooster, and the funny thing is I did not know till I bought it. What does it say on the back? One of them. The chickens all say something on their bottom. So one of them says, "What the cluck?" Is that what that says? Yeah, "What the cluck?" And one says, "Oh, for cluck's sake," which is funny. And then I'll show you the rooster that I'm working on. Says, "Guess what chicken butt?" And I thought that was so funny. I started this yesterday, and this is how far I got. This is on 28 count white Lugana. And these colors are just so fun. This is one of the bands that's going down. And so the way the pattern, and I can't show you the pattern, but the way the pattern is, these 2 sides are mirrored, they're the same, and then you stitch it together with these two sides get stitched together and need to match up. So I'll probably do a video when it comes time to finish one of these so that you can see how they're finished. So that is Funky Chickens, right? Is that what it's called? By Satsuma Street. So that's it for all my new starts. I kind of went crazy because I don't need new starts. And as you see, I only finished one thing, so I need to be finishing things. My next whip is Icelandic Horses by Mill Hill. I worked on this just a little bit. I worked in this part up here. I just love this. Can't wait to finish. To get to the beads and to actually finish this. It's going to be beautiful. And this is where I'm at. And this is the part I worked on right here. I only had like 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. So I'm not sure where I'll go next. The places that are open here on this main are for beads. I need to finish down here. I'll probably do the horses. And whatever stitching is down here, and then I'll do the background, because I always do the beading last. So I think I should work this way and then this way. We'll see what I do next. But that is my Icelandic Horses. I love horses. I love purple. I was so surprised to see that kit. Where was I? I think I bought it at Acorns and Threads. I think. My next whip was my leap year start. This is Barnyard Buddies by Stony Creek. And this is from the Spring 2020. This is the cover design. Spring 2020 Stony Creek magazine. And you had seen before, I had the word done at the top and the barns were almost done, I think. So I know that I've finished working in here. This is all done, this top, except for backstitch. The barns have backstitching. And then I was able to do the little chick, most of the little chick. He needs his face. And then under the chick is going to be the pig. But I wanted to do the chick first. There's stuff to do in these corners. But I really wanted to stitch that. So this is on 14 count Ada. That's just a light blue. And this is, it's fun to stitch. I always like to go back once in a while to Ada after working on the higher counts of thread, and I don't need glasses when I stitch on Ada. No, I need glasses. I don't need readers. My next whip that I worked on is Heart of Winter by Little Dove Designs. This picture I started because of Brenda Handwork Maniac. I saw her working on it, several years ago now, and I had to have it. So I've been working on it. I got it out. This is one of the ones I want to finish this year. So I took my bars off of my Q-snap, and this is, I'm finishing these trees, but so you can see the bottom is done all the way across here. So there's a border stitched in here, and then the other side of this, which is snowflakes. So that's that. And I am loving this. I think it's beautiful. I can't wait to finish it. Let's see. That is the end of my stitching. I told you I didn't have a lot of stitching. And let's see what's next. Oh, last time I showed this tiny little reindeer pillow that I finished for Carolyn, Seazook Stitch. I asked her what the pattern was, and the pattern is from the 2018 Just Cross Stitch Ornament Edition magazine. And I don't have that one, so I can't show it to you. That was before I started buying Just Cross Stitch. Let's see. The next thing I will share is I'm a member of the ANG American Needlepoint Guild, I think is what it's called, the Salem chapter, Cherry City chapter. And 4 of us went on Tuesday. We did a road trip. We're in Salem, Oregon. In Eugene, there is a needlepoint shop. The light's changing because the sun's going away. There's a needlepoint shop called Mindy's, and I had never been there. And when the girls found out I had never been there, they said, we need a road trip. It's in a, what's called 5th Street market or something like that. It's a block. It's not your normal like shopping mall, but it's mostly in a building, and it's up and down, and it's not huge, but it has some really cute shops, and it has Mindy's in it. And so I only bought a few things there. They had this, and I should have taken a picture of this, and I didn't. This book I understand that these patterns were in a series of Needlepoint Now magazine. And the pattern is called Contemporary Bargello. And this is what it looks like. I love bright colors, and I think Bargello is fun. So I want to do this. This is full coverage. It is 13 by 15 is the stitched size. So, and a lot of it is DMC floss, regular floss. So I'm going to work on picking up the threads, and I'll see if Acorns and Threads has the canvas that I need, and if not, then I'll order it somewhere. So that was one of the things I purchased. Another thing was there were two, she had kind of dimensions kits all over the place. It's a very eclectic shop. She has a lot of clothing and a lot of like designer socks, which are fun. I bought some socks for my daughter and for myself. And then a little bit of this and that everywhere. So there wasn't like a section of dimensions kits. There was one little shelf that had a bunch of 5x7 ones. But this kit and another one were on a display by themselves. It's obvious that Mindy likes cats. Most of what she showcases is cats, which is very interesting. So this pattern and this kit, which is a Dimensions Gold, and another Dimensions kit, which is not a gold, but still a beautiful picture, were on display with some other cat stuff. And I had to have this. This is called Kitty Litter. Try not to get the glare. Isn't that adorable? And the newer gold ones there's no sorting, which is nice. It's on 18 count Aida that is, I don't know if it's white or ivory. It's full coverage, so it doesn't really matter what color the Aida is. It says it's 9 by 18. So I don't know when I'll start that. You know me, I love to start things, so it'll probably be sooner rather than later. And then yesterday I came across the receipt from Mindy's, and I was like, I wish I'd bought that other one too. So I called, and they're shipping me the other one. So my next video, I can show you the other one. The other thing I bought from there, where did my board go? There it is a pair of scissors. And they were just so fun. So this is colorful, fun, a different design than I'd ever seen before. Kind of rainbowy. So I bought those. So that was all I bought at Mindy's besides the socks. Oh, the socks are right here. I can show you the socks. Bought a pair of socks for me. Elephants. Love them. And then my daughter has a corgi and loves corgis. And so I got these for her. So that was all I bought at Mindy's. The other stuff I've gotten just recently is the Silver Needle has a club. I want to say it's bi-monthly, yeah. And it's a calendar year. So every other month for the year you receive a kit. Each one is from a different designer, and all of the pictures are about friendship. So the one I just got is from Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, and it's called Friendship Blooms. And I don't know if the projects are designed just for this club, but Silver Needle puts it together as a kit. So it comes with the linen and the Weeks Dye Works thread, and then it also came with this little pack of bulb pins. And then there's some little charms in there that say Made with Love. And it came with this twill tape ribbon that looks like a measuring tape. So I just got that in the mail. The funny thing is, as you know, I'm not a sampler person. This is very samplery. I don't know if I like these houses. I love houses, but those are a weird shape. I do love the saying, friendship blooms between salt box neighbors. I don't really get the salt box house thing, but so I'm not sure about this. How much of it I will stitch, I haven't decided yet. But this is my third. I feel like it's the third or fourth one I've gotten from them, and each one's from a different designer. So I need to go back and look at them. And the last thing I got in the mail is from Annabella's. And I had totally forgotten about this till I got an email a couple weeks ago where she said they were going to go out soon. This is, she did a spring box. It was already open, sorry. And I didn't know what to expect. I've never bought any of her boxes before. So it's got a lot of stuff in it. It has 3 patterns, and it's all her own patterns. Spring sampler, and they are all mock-ups, so you don't see anything actually stitched. So this is pretty colors. This is not a samplery of a sampler, so I'll probably stitch it. Stitch row spring, I don't really get this. It's 3 times on here, but it's 1 pattern. I don't know what I would do with it. Maybe smalls. I wouldn't, it's showing it as 1 pattern inside to stitch them in a row, but she doesn't say anything about it. You know, a lot of times a designer will talk about what they did or ideas. She doesn't, so I'm not sure what I will do with that. And then the last one is Family is the Heart. And so this is the design, and then the book has it on here twice. And it, again, doesn't say anything about it. So, and it comes with the threads, which are pretty. These are DMC threads. They're pretty colors. These are very similar colors. Where is my... I was going to show you these and I forgot, and they're all messy. These are for the Funky Chickens because it uses Cosmo, and I purchased the floss pack from Satsuma Street. So these are the, well, you saw a couple of the colors I was stitching with, but these are very similar. So that's interesting. And then it came with a big piece of, I don't know what count it is. I'm assuming it's the count that this calls for. Well, that says 16. It's not 16. So maybe it's 32 or 28. I don't know. One of these says 1428. And the other one says 16. So I don't know what count this fabric is. It doesn't say. And a couple of needles and some buttons. And then a blue fabric for finishing. So that was kind of fun. And then it has this little zipper pouch, which has, there were also 2 Hershey's Kisses, and those are gone. These are some floss drops with the same bird. It's got a post-it notepad, a seam ripper, and two little needle threaders. So there's a little wire down here. So I thought that was kind of fun. I like to have pouches. Most of my whips have a pouch in them of some sort for extra stuff. So was that all of my, let's see. That was all of my shopping too. I recently discovered that Salem has a yarn shop that I didn't know about. It's called Wild Knits, and I'll be checking that out soon. And then for plans, you know me, I stitch what I want when I want, so it's likely that kitty litter will be started by my next video. I am loving the giraffe that I'm stitching and the elephant. But the elephant I have to take a break from, and I want to finish Heart of Winter, but Whip Go I haven't touched yet this month. I've done my Whip Go goal every month, and this month it is Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower and Needlepoint. The American Needlepoint Guild, every April and September they have a 3-day what they call stitch-in. I can't attend all 3 days. They're during the week. They're all retired. But I'm going to attend one day next week, and so that's when I'll get some of my needle pointing done. I have several finishes to do for other people, so I will have photos of those after they've received them. They're not actually finished yet. That's what I'm working on this weekend and next weekend. And next time I should have my fully finished, as he said, the Easter piece. So I think that's it for now. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. I don't know what it was. So I should write down more notes than I do. I don't write very many notes, and then I forget things. So I just said that. Anyway, happy crafting and have an awesome day.